Hello, everyone. Welcome to Didikanku. Today we have a very special guest. She's very well known. She's very beautiful. She is a social entrepreneur, a doctor, and an advocate for COVID for the government. Her name is Sonia Wibisono. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about her. So welcome, Miss Dr. Sonia Wibisono.
Hello, David. How are you? Nice to see you again.
I'm great, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on this show and to share some tips and advice, and also share your journey, your development journey. So I know that you do a lot of TV. You do a lot of TV hosting. You do a lot of TV interviews. You're quite famous. I mean, everyone I've talked to, they know you.
Really?
But yes, really. I'm being honest here. However, our audience is also international. We have audience in America, we have audience in Singapore. So for those audience who don't really know you, could you tell us a little bit about your background? How did you become a doctor? Was it planned? Did you know you wanted to be a doctor from the beginning? How did you get into social entrepreneurship? And then what's it been like to be a advocate or ambassador for COVID-19 for the government?
Okay, so that is a lot of question.
All right, let's start from number one. Why, what made you interested to be a doctor? What was your motivation?
So I have this book actually with my others, three of my other friend who is a doctor also, but also an entertainer. So we have a book called The Doctors. So there are our autobiography. So actually, my mom and dad is doctors too, medical doctors, general practitioners. So they like to talk about
So it
health.
runs in the family. It runs in the family.
You can say that, yeah, because
Okay.
actually when you read the book, Talent is Overrated,
Right.
it is written that a lot of the famous sportsmen or sportswomen, usually the father or the mother teaching them or at least like that sport too. So they teach that sport from
That's right.
the beginning
Very
of their
true.
age. Yeah,
Very true.
so they've been exposed by that sport since little and they like it, and after that, because they learn from little, like Michael Jackson, they learn playing piano or playing guitar since they're little, because the father is a musician
Right.
also, right? So um, they are learning the skills from very little.
True.
So I think it's applicable in every family. If
Well,
the parents like something.
sorry to cut you off, but my story is a little different. My father is a cricket fanatic.
Oh,
And when I was young, he tried to make me like cricket, but every time he would try to teach me, I hated it.
what do you like? What do you like?
I liked when I was young, I liked playing video games.
Okay, but maybe it does not work happen for everybody. I mean, like
Right, right.
some of them when they like it, they
Yes,
will continue and they will excel in their skill because they started
absolutely.
from little. But if they do not like it, then they will not absorb the
Right.
skill. Yeah,
Well,
but
I think the reason I didn't like it was because I would play with my father's friends. So I wouldn't play with my friends. I would play with his friends, and I would be younger and I wouldn't understand what they talked about. And so it wasn't so interesting for me. Maybe that's a factor.
yeah,
What do you think?
maybe if you play only two with your father or with your other siblings, maybe that's better, yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I don't know too, yeah, but yeah, it takes a lot of factors actually to make
Absolutely.
somebody like something, some
Hmm.
subject, right? And in my case, my father and mother, likes to discuss about health since I was little, and they also implement their knowledge, such as they tell me they teach me to wash hands frequently,
Right.
to get rid of the bacteria and
Very
virus, and to
important.
cover yeah to cover my nose and mouth with clothes whenever we go to a dirty place. So they implement the skills of health in the everyday life.
That's
So
very important in Jakarta. Cover your clothes, your nose and mouth.
very important nowadays for pandemic,
Especially,
right?
yeah, especially,
And
especially.
actually, the benefit of this pandemic is people learning to get healthier, to be healthy,
Mm,
improve their immune
yes.
system. Yeah,
Right.
which is actually we have to do that even though there is no pandemic. But people are kind of maybe they do not know their education is not that good about health, or they are neglected about health. So
Right.
they just don't care, especially for young people who
Mm,
are still healthy. They do not care until they're sick, right? And then
right, right.
because of their discussion, so when I actually my grades are quite good during all this the elementary, junior high, and high school. So it is not difficult for me to choose any field of a
Mm.
study for university. So actually,
So
I
you,
was
so
an
you were a smart student. You were
I was
smart, intelligent,
diligent.
grade A
Yeah,
student,
yeah, and diligent. Yeah, because
and
usually
diligent. Very
yeah,
important.
I observe, that girls usually are more diligent than boys. Because
True.
during my school time, in elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school, all of my competition are girls usually. So
Mm,
it's very rarely I have boys in competition in studies,
right,
except for sports. Sports
right,
usually the boys are outskilled girl, and
right.
also maybe what else? Yeah, but not in studying. In studying,
Mm.
usually the girls are better than the boys. Usually, I
Well,
only have one.
I,
Yeah.
I do have a question there. Why do you think that is? Because in the old days, women would or girls would study harder because they had more to prove to be able to have a good career, whereas boys could get a career easily. Do you think there's some relation there or no?
I think it's characters. Characters. Boys like to play. Girls like
Mm,
to be neat and like to be diligent and like to be excelled. I mean, like
mm,
to be number one. And for I mean, like in the studies, in the at school. But for boys, I think they like to play more. Yeah, all of
mm.
my friends that are boys, they like to play. They like to hang out, so they are
Right,
more like socializing. So they do
right,
they're laughing a lot at school. I mean, like at class, and they're laughing at
right.
the teacher.
Right.
They're doing a lot
Fooling
of
around.
yeah. So I think just the nature, yeah, just the
Right.
character. Yeah, I remember when I was small, there are some diligent boys that sit in the front, and the others all are sitting on the back. And
Mm,
when you're sitting at the back, you cannot hear the teacher
right.
carefully, and you just
But
playing
you can
around.
sleep on the desk and the teacher won't see you.
Yeah, talking talking with the friends or playing with their friends. Yeah, so it's I think it's the nature, yeah, the nature of
Yeah,
boys. Yeah,
right.
and maybe
So,
because the Indonesian education is different from the
right,
US education, right?
right.
It's not like
Very true.
research learning. Indonesian is very like memorized learning
Right.
before.
So that's how you decided to become a doctor or go into the doctor field. And then how did you decide what field you would specialize in?
No, I'm not specialized. I'm just a GP. I'm just a
Okay.
GP. So I before university I apply medical doctor and then
Yep.
architecture and then I apply business also, and then
Oh, okay.
I choose from that three subjects because I apply the medical student in University of Indonesia. That is like the most difficult university to enter.
Yeah, it's the most prestigious. Yes.
So I think I just prefer that because if I prayed that time, and when God make me enter that, I think that's his choice because
There was a
uh
sign, like there was a sign. This is what I should do.
because it's very difficult to enter, right? So
Right,
if it
right.
can enter it, so yeah, maybe that's my way. Because the others, I apply in for architect in the Trisakti University because I heard that's the best for architect in Indonesia, and the business
Mm,
I apply in US. That time
wow.
I apply in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I
Hmm.
only apply one school because that time we do not know about Ivy League and everything. So I just
Yeah, yeah.
follow my friends. They said that it's good. Oh, okay, and it's not a big city because they said big city have a lot of distraction,
Right.
carry a lot of guns and everything. So I just choose small city. So
Mm.
because I being accepted in the University of Indonesian, and I think, oh, being a doctor sounds good too because my parents are doctors and I already do a healthy lifestyle and healthy discussion. And I also like biology because I think it's very logical. And
You,
yeah, I do not.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but it sounds like you've studied so much. You have a wealth of knowledge here. Um, and what motivated you or inspired you to branch out and study all of these different fields, not just being a doctor or a GP, but on studying all these other areas as well, like you said, architecture.
Oh no, no,
And
I was just applying to that,
oh,
but
you
I
applied. Okay,
yes,
okay.
I applied to those fields. But when I being accepted, sorry, am I sound not clear? I mean,
No,
like the
it's very clear here.
okay. So I was applying, so I was being accepted to all those fields. But then I choose the medical doctor.
You okay. So you kept your options opened. You applied for different fields, but at the end of the day, you decided maybe God had a purpose helping
Yes,
you
yes.
get into the most prestigious university in Indonesia, which is University Indonesia.
Because as a Libra, I'm a Libra.
Ooh,
I'm quite confused. As a
you need
Libra,
balance.
yeah, I always balancing everything. Oh,
Yes,
is better, which one is which one is the risk, which one is higher, the risk or the benefit. So it really always comes out in my mind. So I just
mm,
in case I open my choices. So if and then I pray if God lets me get the best, so let it be. So
right,
yeah,
right.
I
So
just
do
open.
you think that's important? You know, a lot of people when they make decisions, some people like to just make spontaneous decisions. Okay, this is the first university that accepted me. I'm going to do it. Or, for example, I met my first girlfriend and I'm going to marry her. Um, do you think having this balance and having this like thoughtfulness of what to do is a good thing? And how do you do that? What's the best way to balance and consider when you're making decisions?
I think it depends back on the person
Mm,
because some of the person are spontaneous,
mm,
sometimes are more a thinkers like me.
yeah, yeah,
But at the end, we have to we have to know the consequences, of
right,
course, right? When you
right,
choose who do you want to marry, is this the right girl or is this the right boy?
right,
You have to take the consequences after that, right?
right,
If whatever happens, it will either you go along with the marriage or you break out or you get a divorce, even though
right,
it is maybe uh forbidden by the by some religion.
right, right,
So whatever you decide, you need to think uh not only for short term, but you need to think for a long
right.
term. So
So
what is the
you need to
outcome?
be accountable for yourself.
Yes, yes, you need
You,
to be responsible. for what
Right.
the decision. Yeah.
Responsible and accountable, right? Not blaming people and saying,
Yes,
oh, because
very
of
well.
this happened. So then
Yeah.
how did you become a social entrepreneur?
Okay, one more thing, because
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm a religious person. So
Hmm,
yeah, for other religious person who have a religion, yeah, we better pray first before we decide
absolutely.
on a very important matter. Or maybe we can ask for from our pastor or from
Mm,
our leader of worships if
right,
there's anything.
right,
So we do not have any regret, because in my principle, I do not want to have any regret
right,
after something happens. So I
right.
really need to carefully think over whatever the consequences, whatever the risk, and whatever the benefit. Because uh, in studying medicine,
Mm,
whenever we want to get an action, a treatment, or given a medicine for our patient, we have to outweigh the risk and the benefit.
right.
Which one is higher? Because
Very
everything in
true.
this world, including medicine, including treatments, beauty treatments, or any treatments, there is a risk and there's a benefit. For example, there is a girl who died because they have because of the anesthesia before the
Oh
liposuction.
no.
Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
the outcome, she wants to look prettier, but then she does not, maybe she does not really weight
Consider
the
the
yeah,
risk
the
involved.
risk being the anesthesia.
Right.
So it can kill. I mean, like, yeah, maybe it's only 1% or maybe 0 point something percent, but it
Is
is the risk. Yeah.
is
So
that because the anesthesia being used, perhaps there's cheaper anesthesia, more expensive,
maybe the
or is it like the person administrating it sometimes makes a mistake? Or is it an allergic reaction? Our body maybe rejects it or something. What are some causes that can cause that?
a lot of factors can
Mm.
can be, yeah, but in that case was because he was taking alcohol, I think, the night before, and then he was maybe have
Ah,
hypersensitive with the medicine.
right,
So
right,
yeah, you have to try first. Usually the you can test the medicine first.
right.
Yeah, there's like
Well, I think for
and
all the viewers out there, if you're going to do any medical treatment, don't drink alcohol the night before.
yes, don't drink
That
alcohol, don't
is
drink like any other medicine, because it's
right. I think
sure.
that's just common sense. That's common sense. And that's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
important. But you said something earlier about, you're religious. And I think that's important. Everyone has some sort of spirituality. And I think it's important that no matter what we believe in God or Jesus or Allah or Buddha or Krishna or whatever we believe in, we should have that sense of spirituality, that sense of um, being able to kind of ask the universe, maybe. If we don't believe in God, maybe we ask the universe, what's
You can
best.
meditate or
Yeah,
yoga
meditate,
on
exactly.
your mind. Yeah, so your decision is made when you are calm. So do not make any
Exactly.
decision when you are in emotion or when you're fighting with somebody,
Right.
because it
That's when you
can,
make bad decisions.
yeah, then it can make a damage and you can regret after that. Yeah, so
So,
that's my one of my principle of not regretting anything, because I
wow.
already do my best and I already pray for it for God to give me the best decision on His time. So I hope I do not feel regret, because I have done my
Mm,
best everything that I do every day.
right,
So
right.
I love my best every day. I do for I help people as I can do every day. So I just maximize all of my things every day, and also for
Mm,
any decision, I
right,
think truly. Yeah, I think truly first. Yeah. So,
right.
but sometimes,
So,
of course, there's like some emotional or something
of
that's
course,
happened. Yeah.
right.
I mean, like obstacle along the way. yeah, of course it happens too.
Right. But so kind of what you're saying is work hard, try your best, but also put faith in whatever faith you believe in. Put faith in God. Put faith that what you're doing, the hard work you're putting in, if it's genuine, if it's real, then things will work out. And I think that's a very good message to our listeners here, to our audience. Whatever you guys are doing, make sure you're doing it with all your heart. Make sure you're considering the risks, but also make sure that you're that it's not all up to you. There, have a spiritual element to it. Meditate maybe can help, as Dr. Sonia has said, get close to God, and pray things out, right? That is important. So talking about decisions, Dr. Sonia, how did you then become a social entrepreneur?
Yeah, so me and my friend Dr. Raisa Broto Asmoro, who is now also the spokesperson for COVID in Indonesia,
Mm,
we were wanting to help people to lower the infection rate in
right.
Indonesia, because Indonesia is one of the country who has the highest infection rate.
Yeah.
So
I
for
believe now
tuberculosis.
it's the number one in the world right now, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
now it's for COVID. Before it is for tuberculosis and
Right.
fever, typhoid fever,
Yeah.
and dengue fever, and
Right.
all other fevers and
Right.
diarrhea. Because
Right.
in Europe there's like rarely typhoid fever anymore. Like I
Right.
mean, like yeah, it's in
And
Europe.
that comes down to just being sanitary, right? Making
Yes.
sure you wash your hands, making sure that you clean things properly. It all
So
comes down to those simple things, actually. Is that
yeah,
right?
so yeah, so me and my partner, we produce a disinfectant spray called Love Me,
Mm.
which is organic and food grade. So we
Wow.
are intended to help the people to lower down the infection. It
Yeah.
was before pandemic. It was like 2018 before pandemic. So we create, because in abroad, in US, they have a lot of product like this, but not in
Right.
Indonesia. Yeah,
Right.
we do not have product like this because people do not really concern about health that much. So the disinfectant spray is for prevention, right? Because the
Right.
infection usually are airborne. So if we spray disinfectant spray organic and food grade, we can get rid of that chain of infection.
Right, of that bacteria and the shade. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of, some people say you can also use UV lighting to kill bacteria. As a doctor, is that true, or is that
Yeah,
just a myth?
it it needs a certain amount of time. So it
Hmm,
cannot be killed only by if you like go through it 1 second, 2 second,
of
cannot.
course, of
Minimum have
course.
to become 15 minutes or
Ah,
longer, 30 minutes. Yeah, but it can be done. But sometimes it's difficult, right? If you want to move your big bed outside, or if you
right.
want to move your big things outside to get the sunlight, it's difficult. But if with spray, you can just spray it anywhere,
Well,
and because
well,
it,
well, now they sell those UV lights. Do they work?
oh, but be careful of UV lights for your body, because
Hmm,
it cannot touch your body, because it will give radiation, and for long term it can cause
right.
cancer, skin
So
cancer.
maybe like if it does work, but if you're going to use it in your bedroom, leave your bedroom, and then
Then
after
come back.
15 minutes or more, turn it off, stay out of your bedroom for a few more minutes, and then go back.
Yeah, maybe you can also open your
Open the door or windows or something.
after the lights being turned off. Yeah, because it's very
Mm,
important to get the ventilation move in a room.
right,
It's very important. Yeah. Also in the restaurants now, they close all the indoor restaurant, but
right,
I hope after ppkm they will continue to make the restaurant ventilation better, which is
mm,
open the door or open the
right,
window. It's very
right,
scary if you are in a in a restaurant that you have to open your mask, right, to eat.
Right.
There is no ventilation at all. There is no window. There is no door.
Right.
You can in a same room with with a with people that is being infected. Maybe they're
Right.
OTG or they have no symptoms, but
Right.
they carry the virus, so you can
Right.
get infected easily. Especially
Yeah.
the Delta, it is spread very fast, which within
Yep.
minutes. So if you open your mask and eat in the same person in the same room with the infected person, so you can be infected very fast. So
Right.
it's very important to have an outdoor or open two windows, two
Right.
doors. Yeah,
So,
especially in the
so that ventilation helps the bacteria to, I guess, degrade
go out.
or
Yes, go out
disappear
and
and go
yeah,
out
they get weird and they will be
rather
killed
than
by.
just circulate and stay in the same room.
Yes, yes.
That's a
Even
good
though
point.
air purifier is helpful, but we
Right.
still do not know how small the air purifier can filter the small virus.
Right.
So yeah, maybe it can help for the
Oh.
big dust or
Hmm.
big bacteria, but we still
Hmm.
do know about the very small virus that
Right.
are
Right.
airborne around the room.
Right, right. And I mean, talking about COVID, there's a lot of things in with the pandemic, and a lot of things have changed, especially now with the PPKM, people stay home isolated. As a doctor, what would you recommend people do at home if they're isolated? What's a good way to stay healthy? Should they take supplements? Should they take vitamins? Should they use your products and spray that around the house? What's the best way right now? We're isolated. What's the best way for us to keep safe?
Okay, so all in my seminars, so there is this triangle of infection. So the first triangle is the host, mean the uh, sorry, maybe the agent first. The agent, it means the virus. How dangerous the virus? It means that maybe the alpha COVID or the delta COVID, which is the delta is more dangerous, and then how much virus load that is coming. So it means that if you use mask all the time, if you use double mask, if you are being in the outdoor place, it will reduce your virus load or the virus that is going inside your nose and mouth. If you
Hmm.
wash hand very often and do not touch the mask or the mouth and the nose whenever your hand is dirty, it also will reduce the virus load. So there is the first agent. And then
Hmm.
the second triangle is the host, which is yourself. You
Right.
have to improve your immune system. How? By eating healthy food, fresh food, uh, and then sleep. Enough sleep, 6 to 8 hours is very important.
Right.
Sleeping in the pandemic time to renew your cells, your broken cells to become a newer cells. And then exercise every day 30 minutes and do not do offer heavy exercise because it will
Okay.
lower your system. Yeah,
That
like
lowers your immunity, does it?
every day cycling for 1.5 hours or 2 hours without any break, it can
Hmm.
lower your immune system for sure.
Right.
So you
Right.
have to make sure you have a proper rest
Right.
during your exercise. And then
Right.
stress. You have to manage your stress. How? Yeah, if you're
Hmm.
at home, you can spend your time with your family, which is you do not have maybe before pandemic. You are going outside the city, you're going outside the office, you're going to the office every time, but because of the pandemic you can spend more time at home. You can do your hobbies that you've never done before, like you want to learn music, or you want to learn planting trees, you want
That's
to
a good
learn
point.
anything that you've never done, you
Right.
cannot do it because you're very busy. Now you can spend time for yourself
You
and
can
with your
spend
family.
time to learn a new skill. You can
Yes,
spend time to do something that you've always wanted to do, but
yes.
maybe you never had time before.
And
Wow,
it also
that's
can become a business. I mean, like if you like to plant trees, you can sell your trees, or if you like to cook, you can sell your cooks. And if you if you can make something like a sewing or anything, you can sell it too online, right?
Wow.
Because everything now
This
is being sold
I,
online.
I think this is the social entrepreneur talking and trying to give people good ideas and good advice. I think for all the listeners out there, there are ways for you. You know, you're locked down, maybe you've lost your job, but there are always ways for you to make some extra income to survive. You just need to be creative, as Dr. Sonia said. Think of
Yeah,
something you
that is the second part, David. But
Right,
still have
right. We have one more. We have one more. I just want to kind of summarize the second part. That
okay.
is that for the listeners, you know, don't just give up and watch TV. Use your time to learn something, exercise, keep yourself busy. All right. Third part, Dr. Sonia.
Watch TV is okay as long as that is what is inspire you, and do not watch any depression movie, horror,
Mm.
or like sadness movie that make your immune system low. But you have to see like motivation or how to make this, how to make that, so you can
So
improve your skill
so
and you
what
can make it.
about like watching the news and hearing, oh, COVID infection rates going up and up?
Actually, okay, because you need to be alert. You
You
need to
need
be alert.
information, yes.
Yeah, you need knowledge, but you do not get panic. You need to know
Right,
the knowledge so you can overcome it. So you
right,
can prevent. You can prevent. So like that triangle, if you know it, you can prevent it. But
right,
if you do not know it, then you will be panic
right,
of the news. Yeah. And
right,
then the third triangle is the environment. So you need to spray like the Love Me disinfectant spray
right,
to get rid of the virus around you, and also you have to wash your hand every time with soap and 20 seconds. And then also you need to bring alcohol hand sanitizer to kill the virus. Of course, the one with the moisturizer, so your hand is not dry. So that's the environment. You have to be clean. You have to open your window and open your door every time. Everywhere you are is
right.
better. If you
So
are,
so number three is like keep your environment sterile. Make sure
yes,
that you focus on the positive, not the negative, but also make sure that you have ventilation. Don't just let stagnant air stay within a room. Is that right?
very dangerous. Yeah, it's very, especially if you open your mask. If you close,
Yeah.
if you mask, yeah, it's. But a lot of doctors were dying before in December 2020. Like more than 500 doctors and medical staff was dying because of
Right.
COVID.
Right.
Even though they wear a proper mask, they use very high mask and 95, and they use
N95,
the
yeah.
protection suit, but they are very tired. So you have to
Mm,
look always at the triangle again.
right, right.
So the doctors were exposed a lot, right, with the COVID, because the virus is like in front of their face, the patient,
Right.
right? The virus
And
was
then their fatigue, their exhaustion
it's
lowered
very
their
low,
immune
yeah,
system, and that
because
caused it to happen. Okay, okay.
even though they sanitize a lot, right? They
Yeah,
try to be sterile and they use the suit and they wash their hand, but because of the other two factors, they cannot make it.
right.
So yeah, it's all that about that three triangle. We need to
Mm,
make it balance, yeah, to survive.
yeah. Like a lot of people though, you know, not right now with the pandemic, a lot of people sit on the couch subscribing to Netflix, watching social media. What would you say to them to motivate them? I know right now you're saying that these three triangles are important, but for some people, maybe they say, if I just stay home and I just sit in my room and open a window and I watch Netflix, I don't want to exercise. How would you motivate them? What can they do slowly, I guess? Not how can you motivate them, but what can they do slowly? Little
Okay,
things to get into that habit.
they have to see movies or film or documentary that is motivating for them. Anything
Mm,
that the food, I mean about healthy food, a healthy diet, about maybe motivation in religion
Okay.
or in spiritual, in other
So like
things.
stop watching Korean drama or
Yes, yes. Watching that because it will. Maybe I don't know. I've never watched Korean drama,
me
but
either.
maybe there's a lesson on that. Maybe, but it's maybe if I watch a drama, I like to take some psychological
Lesson from it.
advantage out of the movie. Yeah,
Right.
but if that movie can motivate you to become happier or to become thankful to God more, because usually if I look at the romantic or drama movie, usually I thank God. Oh, thank you God for all the blessing that you've given for me. I'm healthy. I'm
Mm,
having a good family. So
mm.
because on the movie usually they have like a crap family
Right,
or usually
right,
very sad life, right? In the
right,
in the
right,
in the Korean drama. So it makes me thankful of to God more about my life. If that's happened to you, that is okay. So it will
right.
motivate you and lift you up. But if you can, you will become lazier and you become more negative and you will become more envy to other people. I think you better stop watching that and you can switch
Mm.
other stuff that really
Well,
motivate you.
well, yeah, I think that doesn't just come from television. I think that's human nature as well. You know, you envy people, you compare yourself with people, and a lot of people forget to be grateful with what they have. Be thankful every day. You know, be thankful that you have somewhere to sleep. Be grateful that you can still have a nice hot meal. Be grateful that you have family you can talk to, or friends, etc. I think that really puts you in a good mindset. So Dr. Sonia, we're running out of time here. We've been talking for quite some time. It's very fascinating talking to you. You're giving so much good advice. Um, I do want to ask though, you look so beautiful. Your skin looks so healthy.
Really,
Um,
you,
what what
David.
what do you do to to maintain or to stay this way beautiful? What do you do? What tips would you have?
I always have four pillars for the immunity and for my health, which is
Okay.
food and sleep and exercise and stress management. That's
Mm.
I think all
So you
all I
don't
do.
use any creams or supplements or things like that?
Or supplements, I'm more trust at the healthy food. So I
Okay.
eat a healthy fruits and vegetable and fresh food if possible. And for keeping slim, I eat a low calorie stuff like vegetable and low calorie rice. And sometimes I switch it to like mushrooms because mushroom are lower calorie than
Right.
rice. Yeah, something like that. And I use soup, nutritious soup that I make from vegetable or
Yeah.
chicken, but the village chicken, not the broiler chicken.
Right,
So
right.
I
Not the
concern
chickens with chemicals in them and you
the
don't know what they're being fed. Right.
hormones and diabetes. Yeah, you
Hormones,
really
right.
have to know what chicken and what egg does that you eat. I mean, like that chicken and that egg, the chicken that breeds egg. What is it eating? Is it
Mm,
eating a trash, or is
right,
it eating good food?
right,
Grass, organic grass,
right,
or is it eating organic seeds? So you have
right,
to know where does it come from. I'm
right,
like
right.
I'm
So,
concerned about.
so it's like that saying, you are what you eat.
Yes, it is. It is very true.
It's
Yeah,
very
because
true.
yeah, if you eat a lot of MSG, a lot of frozen, unhealthy packaging food, it's going to ruin your body too.
Right.
That's
So
it.
basically your tips is try to keep it as natural as possible. Eat
But
natural fruits, natural vegetables. Okay, I'm hearing a but. What's the but?
but if you are very tired and you need
Mm,
booster, then it's okay to eat vitamins. It's good. It's good.
okay.
It's okay. I'm like in this pandemic, you can eat vitamin C, D, and zinc, which is
Right.
very good for
To help
improving your
you.
immune system. yeah, and then yeah, you can after being infected by COVID, so maybe there is like inflammation. You can eat a lot of, maybe for protection also, you can eat jamu. Indonesian herbs is very good, like jahe, ginger, and a lot of Indonesian herbs are like kayu manis, cinnamon,
Cinnamon, yeah.
and ginger, and what else ya, banyak sih sebenarnya, like it's in the Indonesian herbs are
You
very
can
good.
say Indonesian, I'll translate it later.
Yeah, yes, there are so many that is very
Okay.
good for anti-inflammation. For anti-inflammation,
Mm,
so it helps your body to make your immune system and also reduce the inflammation that is
mm,
made by the virus. And also, you can have the virgin coconut oil to help
mm.
reduce your cholesterol and reduce the thickness of the blood. Yeah,
Yeah,
and yeah, actually, a lot of vitamins is good, but I do not believe that we have to take everyday
right,
supplements.
right.
Already have a good
If we have a
diet
healthy diet, if we're
and a
eating
good sleep,
natural foods
and good sleep, and you
and
have
good sleep, right?
yeah, you can manage your stress. Yeah, because it's very important for me. It's very important to sleep because I like my face if I sleep enough, and if I do not sleep enough, then I feel my face is really not as bright as if
Yes,
I sleep enough. Yeah,
I know that
and
feeling.
exercise like 30 minutes a day to help your heart pumping all the oxygen throughout your body. And then yeah, stress management is very important. Yeah, even
Mm,
though I know it's very depressing sometimes to
right.
become in Indonesia, because we cannot, we haven't been solved the problems, the COVID problems, like 100% until
Right,
this time. It's already been almost 2 years,
right.
but it's still here. Not like any other countries such as like Singapore or Australia, which they have a very low rate of
Very low
COVID.
rate, right.
But here, because of the people are so many and they have different
And
backgrounds.
it's very like condensed, right? Like in Jakarta, everyone's condensed in a city, so it
Yes,
helps that spread. But I think that a lot of the tips that you've said to staying healthy, it just makes a lot of sense. It's eat naturally, sleep well, don't exercise too much, but do exercise. Definitely, it's important to stay active, stay positive, keep a good mental state, maybe try to meditate. But I think all of this takes what's the word? It takes determination. It takes we need to schedule it. And
actually, it's like a habit, David. So
exactly,
health
exactly.
is
And
it's
what
like
I want to get here is a lot of people make excuses and they say, oh, I just don't have time to exercise. Oh, I don't have time to eat healthy food because it's easier for me to order in and order, and then they end up ordering junk food. So how, what would you say, or what tips would you have to make this schedule, to make this a habit?
so it's all about your brain. I think, yeah,
Mm,
if you can actually, the best way to stop smoking, they said, is to stop at all. So if you reduce 1 box per day cigarettes, and then you reduce it to half box a day, and then to quarter box a day, it will not happen. You
mm,
will still smoking. But if you
mm,
cut your bad habit now, right now, and today, and now, then you will there's a percentage of success will be higher.
mm.
So also happen with every mindset in your life. If you
Do
want to
it
change,
now.
yeah, if you want to change habit, you really have to change it, and change it now. Because
Right.
if you make it slowly, you can go back again. But actually, that is also my advantage of being of having my parents, two doctors as a parents. So
Mm,
this healthy habit, it's really already being incepted in my brain. So
Right.
I don't really feel like I have to being burdened to do healthy lifestyle. It's just my preference of life
Right.
because I can actually we can choose anything in life, right?
Of
Because
course.
you are a free man, you are a free woman. You can do anything that God give you choices. So
Right.
you
Free
can,
will. Yeah.
yeah, you can always choose which way to go. So it all depends on you. It's really back on you.
But
So what you want the outcome to be, and that's what you do now. So there will be no regret later in your
right.
life.
Right.
Whatever you do now, it will affect your later life. So it's
Right.
also happens in religion, and it also happens in health. Actually, health and religion is the same. It's easy
Right.
to talk, but it's difficult to implement. It's very,
Exactly.
yeah. So it's just like everyday habit. Every day it is like switching your mindset. If you can switch
Mm.
your mindset to do a healthy lifestyle for the effect, the later effect that you want to be healthier, you want to live younger, you want to live longer, then you have to do it now. You have to change
Right.
your habit to a healthy lifestyle.
Right. So you also have to have the motivation to want to change, though, right? Because
Yes.
what you're saying reminds me of a quote that some people say, I know good from bad, and bad is the fun one.
That is
And
the, but
I,
I do not think that eating junk food is fun. Sometimes I eat junk food too with my kids. I mean, like occasionally, it's
right, right,
like
right.
fun, yeah. But
So
I don't.
balance is okay. Balance it out is okay. Don't
I
eat
mean,
it every day.
as long as it did not make you addicted, as long
Right,
as it's only like just for fun, just for savory,
right.
it's okay. But if you're feeling like, oh, I want that every day, I need to have that every day, so it's I think it's not healthy. Yeah, because you're
Mm,
being like addictive to
yes,
whatever it, yeah, to
yes.
whatever it is, yeah.
So it kind of goes back to you being a Libra. You're finding that balance. You're finding that how can I still enjoy eating these comfort foods, but I also eat natural foods that are healthy. Same with your sleep. You sleep enough, you work hard.
Yes,
I know that you wake up early, sometimes you sleep late.
yes, but it's not a good habit, David. Actually, sometimes
But
I just have a lot of ideas in my mind that
right,
I want to do. Yeah. So,
right,
but
right,
yeah.
right.
And then you asked about my skin also. Did I use cream? Yes, I do use it, but I use it the very I really being choosy and I really being picky for whatever that is suitable for my skin. So
We
I
should
do not
be.
use, yeah, because as a doctor I have a knowledge to use whichever ingredient that is suitable to my face. For example, my face is oily, so when I was in high school I have quite breakouts of pimples. But then after I graduate from medicine, I know what to do. So I change all of my cream to a water-based cream, so like more like
Mm,
gel. I do
right.
not use any more milk, like cleansing
Mhm.
milk. I do not use that. So I use a facial gel to wash my face instead, and
Wow.
maybe like a clear lotion
Yep.
or yeah. So I get rid of that all the creamy stuff because my skin is oily. So
Mm,
actually, that's all you need. Actually, you need a moisturizer to keep
right.
your skin hydrate from drinking
Right.
a lot of water, and
Right.
also to put a moisturizer. But for me, because I'm oily, so I do not use a thick creamy moisturizer, but I use more
Mm.
like a gel
And
moisturizer.
especially in Jakarta, yeah, where it's hot and
Yes,
humid, so it
yes.
becomes even more important. And that's why you look like you're 28 years old.
Oh,
Um,
really? Come on,
or,
David.
or,
You're
or,
my
or am I getting it wrong? You're 18.
thank you, David, for listening to
No,
me. Thank you.
I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm trying to be serious here. That a lot of people try to do these different things to stay young. I once had a friend who read this book called Urine Therapy. and he was drinking his own urine to stay young. It was very strange, but I think you put everything together very naturally, you know, balance everything. Make sure you have you're taking natural fruits. Avoid supplements unless you have to, because you have a busy schedule. Know your skin, know what products to use. Don't try to save money, or you know, some people they say, oh, this product's cheaper, it will do the same job, but maybe you don't know what chemicals and what ingredients are in there, right?
Yes, you
So
have to ingredients. That's
I do think that that's very important. Okay, Dr. Sonia, thank you so much for your time. We've kind of gone over. I have one more question though that I want to ask you. Let's say that your time on Earth is coming to an end. You have accomplished everything you want to accomplish. You've cured COVID, for example, um, and now you're moving on to a better place. But you can only leave two pearls of wisdom for the world to remember you by. This is what your children will remember you by, your best friends, everyone in the world who knew you will remember you by these two pearls of wisdom. What would they be?
oh no, you make me cry. You mean if I die?
No, no, no. I did not say die. I said move on to a better place.
Oh no.
Maybe Chiawi is the better place.
Oh, that scared me, David. I want to be remembered as a kind person
Yep.
who helps other people.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm, that is, yeah. What is that? Two, yeah. You said two? That it has to be two?
Yeah. If you had two pearls of wisdom that you would leave behind for the
Okay.
world to remember you by.
Okay. I think to do the best in everyday life, because you
Mm,
do not know whenever it will end.
right.
So you have to you have to love maximum. You have to show your love a maximum to everybody that you love. You have
Mm,
to do your best. Your best every day in everything, in your
mm,
job, with your kids, with your husband, with your
right.
family, with your parents, uh, in your job or at home, in to make decisions. You just have to do everything the best. So if that is the last day in your life, you will not regret it.
Right.
uh, that's the first one. And then the second one, be kind to everybody, and try to help everybody whenever they need help, because God will see you and will pay it back to you, even though it's not them who paid you back, but
Right.
God will see you. And sometimes if we just do little things to other people,
Right.
uh, it make a difference, even though maybe
Absolutely.
for us it doesn't make any difference. But for me, I just try to do uh, any kindness if anybody is asking for my help. Yeah, even though sometimes yeah, sometimes we know like, yeah, which one is good and which people
Yep.
are not good. Yeah,
Yep.
but
We need to
um
discern also. Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes I also be being trapped, because I mean, like, sometimes, like, people pretend to be nice to me and asking for my help, and then after that they stab me on my
Mm,
back.
right.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, but
Right.
it's okay. I try to let go, and I try to forgive them and move on. Yeah, but sometimes
But
it
I would
happens.
say like those instances are fewer than most, right?
Yeah, but when it happens, it's really struck you,
Of
because you
course.
were helping them, and
Of
they step
course.
you back, and really it's really yeah uh
It's,
it
it hurts.
yeah, it hurts. Yeah, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, still be kind
Right.
to anybody. I mean, that even though no, you don't really close to them. I mean, like even though they are maybe only a janitor or an
Right,
only anybody that passed by.
right.
Yeah, but if you can smile to them, maybe now we're wearing masks, so we cannot smile, right?
We can
Because we're
smile with our eyes. We can smile with our
yeah,
eyes.
yes, yeah, you can smile, yeah, but it really doesn't show that much, right?
Yes,
Like
true,
before, yeah. But
true, true.
yeah, like smiling and being kind to other and helping others. Yeah, I think
Wow.
that's really make a difference.
That's
Maybe in somebody's life.
that's some very beautiful pearls of wisdom, and I just want to kind of summarize for the viewers. I believe pearl of wisdom number one is put 100% of your effort into what you do. Know the outcome you want, and then go for it 100%. But of course, as Dr. Sonia said, make sure you also pray, ask for guidance. um, it's not all in your hands. Sometimes there are things out of our hands, and we need to have that spirituality. And then for the second pearl of wisdom, if you don't mind me summarizing, Dr. Sonia, is your kindness for coming onto this show and sharing with us all your knowledge and everything. And, I think being kind, and not kind like I'm going to be kind because I want something later, but genuinely kind, like I'm doing this because this person needs it. I don't want anything in return. I just want to be kind. But I think we also need to remember there are people who take advantage of our kindness, and we need to discern and make sure that we're being kind to the right people, who will appreciate our kindness. So I really just want to say, Dr. Sonia, I appreciate your kindness, for coming on to Didikanku and joining this channel and sharing all your knowledge, especially about COVID and how to stay healthy, and some tips we can do, not just for COVID, but for health in general, which is stay sanitary, make sure you have good ventilation. um, when you do something, do it 100%, whether it's your job, whether it's deciding to get married. Lots of good advice. So thank you again, for your kindness to come on the show. So I said I had one last question, but I do have one more thing. You say you have your product, Laugh Me. Do you have any other products? Or is there a way for people? How is the best way for people who want your products? Love Me. What's the best way to find it, to get it? Or maybe even if to get in touch with you if they want. Do you do consultation, things like that?
Yeah, not really for now. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I do more seminars, but you can always reach me at my Instagram, at my social media. I'm really active on the Instagram. It's
Yeah.
Sonia Wibisono official,
Yeah.
and then I also have a website for my CV and my gallery. It's soniawibisono.id.
Yeah.
And then the Love Me spray, they have their own Instagram and online shop. It's called Love Me Anti Kuman. Actually, it's before pandemic. We named it Anti Kuman because it's like antibacteria. But actually, it's good for antivirus too. When in
Mm,
pandemic, they recommend to use that ethyl alcohol food
yeah.
grade for
Yeah.
antivirus to get rid of the blanket of the virus. So if the blanket is gone, so the virus will be killed too.
Wow.
So
Great.
it's,
So,
so we
sorry, that Laugh Me, is it just a spray, or is there hand sanitizer? Or do you have a range of products?
yeah, so we have so many size here. So there's like
Ah,
a big
okay.
size. Oh no, I cannot
Yep,
see it.
I can see
A
it.
big
We
size
can see
and
it.
a medium size, and also actually I have the smaller size, which just can be put in the bag, and it can be. I cannot see it there because
I can
this.
see it here. We can see it. It's good.
because this one is 4 room because it's big, and this is the other size that is smaller. But we have various smell and various size, and we have the smaller one also for hand because it's moisturized. So the
Yeah,
one that's for hand, it will not make your hand dry,
that's
and it
good.
can be also for body because sometimes we want to spray our clothes, and because
Yes.
it's food grade and organic, so it will not ruin your dress or your shoes, because
Mm.
some of the disinfectant which is not organic can destroy
They
your
can
shoes.
cause, yeah, they can cause mold or fungus to grow. Yeah, that's true.
So this one,
How about like on your phone? Like, our phone is probably
yeah,
the
you can do it.
dirtiest.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, yeah, it's the yes,
Spray
yeah,
it on
of
our
course.
phone,
The
wash it
keyboard,
off a
right?
bit.
Yeah, yeah. I always use this only like that. It's simple. Yeah, every time I use
Excellent.
it for my bags too, and for
Yep.
my wallets, and for everything. When I go home, I just spray my shoes and everything first before I go inside. So
Excellent.
yeah, it's very safe for the kids inside the house because
Great.
yeah, we have to spray everything. We have to spray everything in the when we
It's,
go out, and then
yep.
when we go in.
Yeah, it's important that we stay healthy. Health is wealth. Health is
Yes.
wealth. If we get sick, a lot of things happen, and not to mention hospital bills. So
Yeah,
it's
and stressful,
better.
and very stressed.
Exactly. And the stress
Right?
and the isolation. So it's better get this product, Love Me. You can go to
Anti
sorry,
kuman. Yes.
antikuman.com.
No, it's a Instagram.
Oh, Instagram at Love Me Antikuman, or you
Yes.
can join Dr. Sonia's Instagram at Sonia Wibisono official.
Yes. Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
And
Thank you.
and also her website soniawibisono.id.
Yes.
So we'll leave the description. We'll leave all those links in the description for those of you interested. I do recommend these products, especially LaveMe, to keep yourself safe, keep yourself healthy, but also follow the tips that Dr. Sonia has been so kind to share with us so we can stay healthy, we can stay safe, we can stay productive, and of course, stay positive. So thank you again, Dr. Sonia, for your time. Um,
You.
for the viewers out there, if you have any comments or questions that you want to leave in the box, please leave them. I hope we can address them. Maybe Dr. Sonia can be kind enough to come back and teach us maybe a little bit more about social interpretership and how to do that. But thank you again. I know you're a busy lady, Dr. Sonia, so I won't keep you very long. Um, have a have a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for
Hopefully.
your time to watch this, and see you next time on our next session with Didikanku.
Thank you. Stay safe, David, and keep
Thank
on
you.
productive.
Thank you. You too. Bye
Thank
bye,
you.
everyone.